You ever stop and think about how the very things that are supposed to make us happy often end up being our biggest worries? It's this crazy paradox, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into a Buddhist perspective that really gets to the heart of this problem and, more importantly, shows us a way out, a path to a more stable kind of contentment.
So let's start with the big one. What are we all searching for? I mean, it's this universal question that connects every single one of us, no matter where we're from. And, for most people, the answers that pop up first are usually pretty similar.
Yeah, society basically hands us a checklist, right? You've got family, you've got wealth, you need status, respect, all the right possessions. We're pretty much taught from day one that if you can just tick all these boxes, you've cracked the code to a happy life. But, and this is a big but, there's a hidden catch.
And here it is. This is the heart of the whole problem. The very things we pin all our hopes on for lasting happiness, they are by their very nature the source of our deepest pain. Think about it, because they're impermanent. Life changes, and so do they. So when we build our happiness on top of them, we're basically setting ourselves up for a fall. And this brings us to a really key idea.
Okay, so this leads us straight into our first big concept. In Buddhist teachings, it's called the Unknoble Search. Now, don't get thrown by the name. It's not a judgment. It's really just a description of the kind of chase that, let's be honest, most of us are on every single day. So what does that actually mean? Well, here's the crucial part. When we build our happiness on things like money, our relationships, or our reputation, we are literally building on things that are guaranteed to change. Our loved ones get older, our job status can vanish overnight, our stuff breaks or gets lost. We're desperately searching for something stable in a world of things that are fundamentally unstable. It's like trying to build a house on sand.
So what happens when you pin all your hopes on something so unstable? Well, you get exactly what you'd expect. We end up on this constant emotional roller coaster, getting yanked in one direction and then shoved in another by all of life's ups and downs. And this is what they call the 8 worldly conditions. I mean, just look at this list. Does it look familiar? It should. We are constantly being pulled towards praise, gain, status, and pleasure. And at the same time, we're desperately trying to push away blame, loss, disgrace, and pain. The source material points out that even the Buddha had to deal with this stuff. Being trapped between these opposites, that's where so much of our stress, our anxiety, and yeah, even those sleepless nights come from.
Okay, so that's the problem. It sounds a little bleak, right? But the good news is there is another way. There's an alternative, and it's all about shifting our focus, moving away from all that external, temporary stuff and turning towards something internal, something unshakable. And this is called the Noble Search.
And just notice the direct contrast here. It's huge. Unlike that other search for things that are going to fade, the Noble Search is a quest for something you find inside, a state of mind, an inner peace that doesn't depend on what's happening outside of you. It's a search for a kind of happiness that no one can ever take away from you.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little abstract, maybe, but there's a really practical, hands-on tool for actually starting this noble search. It's a technique for taking back control exactly when those worldly conditions try to throw you for a loop.
This tool is called Kayagata Sati, which basically translates to mindfulness of the body. And the core idea is actually super simple. When your mind gets totally hijacked by a powerful negative emotion, anger, fear, sadness, you can use the physical reality of your own body as an anchor to pull yourself back to the present moment and get your balance back. So here's how it actually works, broken down into 4 simple steps. 1. A negative feeling pops up. Maybe someone blames you for something or you experience a loss. 2. You notice your mind getting hooked, just totally pulled in by that feeling. Now here comes the crucial 3rd step. You intentionally shift your focus back to your body. Maybe it's the feeling of your breath or your feet on the floor. And 4, that simple act loosens the feeling's grip. You get back in the driver's seat and you can regain control.
And that really gets to the ultimate goal here. Look, the point isn't to never feel pain or loss again. That's impossible. The point is to gain power over your own mind, so that you are the one steering the ship instead of just being dragged around by every emotional wave that comes your way.
Which brings us to the ultimate payoff of this whole practice, really, truly becoming the master of your own inner world. And I just love this quote from the source material because it's so true, isn't it? In a single day, we can be both the hero and the villain many times over. When our mind is just running wild, we can swing from one extreme to the other. One minute, things are going great, and we're kind, we're generous, we're the hero.
The next minute, we get hit with some blame or a loss, and boom, we become reactive, maybe a little mean, the villain. This practice is all about learning how to choose to be the hero a lot more often.
And so that leaves us with this one final crucial question to think about. When those winds of praise and blame, gain and loss, inevitably start to blow, who is actually in control of your mind? Is it the circumstances, or is it you? The whole point of the Noble Search is that with practice, the answer can be, and really should be, you.